Hey y'all, it's Dan with Restoration Fields Farm. Today we're going to be going through NPK. What do they even mean? I don't know. Well, actually I do. And I'm here to show you. By the way, this video is for anyone who's starting their own seedlings, whether it be flowers or vegetables, whether you're a farmer or backyard gardener. The three numbers that you see on a bag or a box or however you get your fertilizer, they each represent something. They represent the percentage of nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium. These are the three macronutrients that your plant needs. In a lot of videos, you'll just hear people throw around NPK. It's an abbreviation, but it means the same thing. For example, if you had a bag that said 10, 10, 10, it would have 10% nitrogen, 10% phosphate, and 10% potassium. So if it was a 100-pound bag, you'd have 10 pounds of each in that 100-pound bag. The reason these nutrients are important for your plant is they help many different forms of its growth. Nitrogen is responsible for rapid growth and healthy development of the plant's foliage. It's great for young plants as they establish themselves in the soil. Phosphorus is responsible for growing the roots and the flowers and the fruits of the plant, and it can also help the fruit mature faster. It also helps the plant's ability to store energy, and it helps with photosynthesis. Potassium, or the K, encourages strong stems and well-developed flowers. It's a nutrient that helps the overall health of the plant and makes sure that it's doing its processes correctly. It also helps with efficiency of water, how it uses the water. It helps it deal with extreme cold or extreme heat. It also helps the function of drought tolerance and pest resistance. Now that you understand what the numbers are, what should the numbers be for your seedlings? How do you go shopping? What bags do you get? What kind of fertilizer do you need? Well, if you're going to do seedlings, you need to find something that has a 5, 5, 5 or less. If you can't find a fertilizer with exactly 5, 5, 5, you can cut the rate. For example, if you found a bag that said 10, 10, 10 and it said to use a tablespoon, well, if you used half a tablespoon, you would be at 5, 5, 5. That would work out for you. Now that you have your fertilizer, when should you start fertilizing? Well, when a seedling pops out of the ground, the first two leaves that you see actually aren't leaves. They're called cotyledon, and they're what help establish the first true leaves. The true leaves of the plant will look a little bit different. Once those pop out, you can start your fertilization schedule. Usually, as soon as those first true leaves pop out, I'll fertilize, and then about 14 to 21 days later, I'll fertilize again. Now with seedlings, you want to make sure you're using a water-soluble fertilizer or liquid fertilizer. I typically go with liquid fertilizer because if it's in liquid, you already know it's water-soluble. The water-soluble part is important because the plants need to uptake what you're giving them right now. So a lot of fertilizers, for example, bone meal or blood meal, are time released. They're released over time. And they're released by the microbes in the ground. So the microbes in the ground ingest them and then make them bioavailable for the plant. Whereas these nutrients are available right away for the plant, so they can use them without having to wait. As for application, if you're soil blocking like I am, you want a bottom water. So you fill up a container with whatever amount of water you want, and mix in the right amount of fertilizer, and then you can bottom water. Typically I let my plants sit in the water for about 15 minutes and then I drain all the water off. If you're using cell trays, you can always put it in a garden pitcher and water from above. If you're enjoying this content and you're finding it helpful, we'd appreciate it if you'd fertilize that like button and help the channel bloom. On our farm, we use organic fertilizers. You don't have to use organic fertilizers, that's just our choice. Now your plants don't know the difference. They're going to uptake nitrogen in any form that you give it. So it's totally up to you what you want to do. One of the reasons that we use organic fertilizers is it's a lot easier on the plants because as far as I can see, you can't burn them with organic fertilizers, or at least I never have with any of my applications. The ones we're using right now are Fox Farms Big Bloom, and the other one we're using is a fish emulsion product from a company called Alaska. As you can see, the numbers on the Fox Farm product are very small, but seedlings don't require a whole lot, and it's best to monitor them anyways because you don't want to over fertilize. Fertilizer costs a lot, and it's not necessarily beneficial to the plant if you give them too much. One of the things that I wanted to mention about the fish emulsion, the Alaska that we use, I don't mind it, but my wife has a real problem with it, and you might as well. So there are other options out there. It's kind of stinky, I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't bug me, but again, like I said, my wife, she doesn't like it. So there is a product also from Fox Farms. I haven't used it, but they tout on their website that it is not smelly. So it's called Holy Mackerel, and you can also get that on Amazon. If you're interested in any of the products that I talk about in this video, there will be links in the description below. Those links do help this channel out. They're not going to cost you any more money by clicking on them, but it does help the channel out. Some other options are worm castings. Now with worm castings, the numbers are 5-5-3, which is a pretty good ratio. One of the benefits to worm castings is all the microbial life that you're going to gain from it. The way that you can apply worm castings is you can mix them in the soil blocks when you make them. The other option is a drench. So you make a worm tea with 1 part worm castings and 3 part water. You could let that soak overnight. You want to stir it up a couple times, or some people even use bubblers. Then you can use that just like you would a drench, or you can even use it as a foiler feed. Don't forget, if you have any questions about anything I've talked about in this video, please put them in the comment section below. Also, if you have any ideas or you want to see us make a video about something, let us know about that too, and we'll see if we can make it happen. Some other options are, for phosphorus, you can get seabird guano, which is quite high in phosphorus, but you can always cut that back, like I showed you earlier in the video. And if you're looking for potassium, there's a product called Lagbonite, and again, that's quite high in potassium, but you can cut it back. Another easy option for potassium would be potash, and you can make your own. The ashes of hardwood, oak or maple or whatever you got lying around that you want to burn that's hardwood, you can burn that and then use the ashes. Make a water solution, and the numbers on that as far as NPK go are gonna really depend on what wood you're using, but they're gonna fall somewhere in the 0.13 area. Another thing you could do is, if you're a person that likes to make your own stuff, you could, or if you like to experiment, you could do your own batch. So you could use, for instance, the fish emulsion, which is 5-5-1. And then you could get some of the seabird guano. You could take that seabird guano at 0.11.0, cut it in a third, and you'll end up with 3.6. And for your potassium, you could use the Lagbonite, cut that by a 6, and you'll end up with 3.6. Then your total ratio for your nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium would be 5, 4.6, 4.6. which is pretty close to that 5-5-5. Whatever you do, I hope you have fun and enjoy. Gardening's great, farming's great, growing your own flowers, your own vegetables, bringing beauty and food into this world is a good thing. If you want to support our channel, there's a few ways you can do that. You can always hit that like button. You can subscribe. Also, we do have merch, hats and shirts and other things coming on our website. You could buy those to support the channel. That also helps support the restoration of the school. We at Restoration Fields thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. We hope you learned something and had fun along the way. Some other videos that might help you out if you haven't seen it yet is our soil blocking video here. Also, another great video that would help you get those plants out in the ground is our bed flipping video, which will be here. Again, we thank you for watching and have a great day.